Caorle is a coastal town in the province of Venice, Veneto, Italy, located between the estuaries of the Livenza and Lemene rivers. It is situated on the Adriatic Sea between two other famous tourist towns, Eraclea and Bibione. History: the ancient name of the city was Caorle. Caorle was founded in the 1st century BC by Romans. Many archaeological findings confirm this attribution, for instance the sacrificial altar called Eraclea, today housed in the cathedral. Caorle gained importance when people from Concordia Sagittaria arrived as refugees during the barbarian invasions. In that period was built a Paleo-Christian church, some remains of which are today kept in the cathedral's museum. In the 11th century was built the cathedral we see today, once the seat of a bishopric. During the following centuries, Caorle became one of the 9 important cities of the Republic of Venice. Evidence to that effect are the many Etruscan flagstones which compose some monuments in the city, and also the ancient structure of the city with bridge and canals, like a little Venice. At the end of the Republic of Venice, with the Napoleonic invasions, Caorle went into decline. The last diocesan bishop of the diocese was moved in 1807 to Caorle and the territory of the diocese was attached in 1818 to the Patriarchate of Venice. No longer a residential bishopric, Caorle is today listed by the Catholic Church as a titular see. Caorle was an important strategic location during World War I, until the Italian army started its counter-offensive from the Piave. Territory: since the beginning of the 20th century the territory around Caorle has been deeply modified. Most of the woods of the Selva Lupanica were cut to give room to fields for cultivation, rivers were embanked, and marshes were reclaimed. This brought a landscape of wide flat areas, with no trees even along the river's course. Along the coast, interment and erosion constantly modify the scenery. The landscape is still rather wild, with changing sandbanks and the fishing valleys. Main sites. Cathedral. The Cathedral of St. Stephen was built in 1038, an example of Romanesque and of the Byzantine Ravenite style. Its four-section aid is simple. Near the central door there are 2 bas-reliefs. The interior is organized with a nave and 2 side aisles, divided by pillars and columns which support semicircular arches, and it has a truss beam roof. It contains many masterpieces of the Venetian school of art, the most important of which is the Last Supper, painted by Gregorio Lazzarini. The central apse has the remains of a 17th-century fresco. Above the sea there is the Pala d'Oro, given by the Queen Catherine Cornero when, after a shipwreck, she found refuge in the Caprilan coasts. It is made up of a set of 6 panels, 2 for the Annunciation and the other 4 for the Prophets and Christ. From the roof, a 15th-century crucifix hangs above the modern high altar. Outside, the characteristic bell tower, dating to 1048, rises to a height of 48 meters. It is a typical example of Romanesque style, but it has a cylindrical structure, and it is surmounted by a cone-shaped cusp, that makes it unique in the world. The cathedral owns a liturgical museum, inaugurated on September 13, 1975 by Patriarch Albino Luciani in the Old Bishop's Chapel. It keeps vestments, altar cloths and holy vessels of the Caprilan bishops, and of the Pope John XXIII, who was very attached to Caorle since he was also Patriarch of Venice. When he became Pope, his servants were 2 Caprilan brothers. In the museum, there are also a precious silver capitular cross, 6 icons of the Apostles, painted by Venetian School of Art in the 12th–13th centuries, and a silver-gold reliquary, said of the most precious blood, which, according to tradition, contains some of the ground on which the bleeding Jesus Christ passed before he was crucified. Another important piece of the museum is the St. Stephen reliquary, which contains the skull of St. Stephen, patron of Caorle. Church of the Blessed Virgin of the Angel. The Church of Blessed Virgin of the Angel is built on a little promontory on the sea. In ancient times, the church had 3 naves, but the sea repeatedly destroyed one of them, so in the 18th century the church was rebuilt, with the structure that it has today. The legend says that one day a number of fishermen saw a light on the sea. When they approached it, they found a statue of the Virgin Mary with a child, and they carried it ashore. The bishop and the townspeople tried to carry the statue to the cathedral, but it was very heavy. So the bishop called a group of children who, because of their innocence, succeeded in carrying it to the nearby church of Archangel Michael. Devotion to the Virgin of the Sea is very important to the Caprolans. To her are dedicated two festivals: the annual Feast of Incoronation, during which takes place the traditional fire of the bell tower, with fireworks, and the Feast of the Virgin of the Angel, which, in accordance with the wishes of Pope John XXIII, takes place every 5 years. Tourism. Caorle is a small city, but is frequented by tourists in all seasons. The old town centre is still structured as a little Venetian corner, with its coloured houses, its calle, and campielli. During the summer on its long beach take place many family-oriented activities. Others are organised in its lagoon, where many characteristic traditional casini still stand. Notable people. Recently, the city of Caorle gave honorary citizenship to Rigoberta Menchia and to Cardinal Angelo Scola, Patriarch of Venice. References. External links: Live Week cams in the Old Town and on the western and eastern beaches with Meteostation.